When it's done right, proposition development is kind of magical. It's mutually beneficial, genuinely great for consumers, and commercially powerful for businesses that we work with. At its heart, it's just good economics. You bring something into the world that people truly value, and the business benefits as a result. It's dreamy. But the reality, it rarely works like that. And what we see time and time again are broken proposition processes. No clear pipeline or pipelines that look good on paper but fall apart in practice. Insight comes in too late or so early that it gets forgotten. Pricing is bolted on at the end. Great ideas lose momentum because no one can translate them into something that's commercially viable. And the risk here is huge. When proposition development goes wrong, businesses end up investing in things they cannot do, not necessarily what they should do. That's when millions gets quietly wasted through growth stalls and teams are left wondering why something that sounded so promising never really landed. A winning proposition is one that hasn't already lost you millions along the journey. Because it's exciting, innovative and incredibly complex, there are so many moving parts. The journey, it's rarely linear. Things shift constantly, ideas evolve, constraints emerge, opportunities appear. You're working across multiple teams: marketing, insight, finance, product, technical, operations. All have different agendas, different pressures, different expertise, and that complexity fascinates us and it challenges us and it keeps us fresh. And honestly, that's why we love it here. At its best, proposition work has the power to uncover something genuinely breakthrough, something that makes a real positive difference to consumers' lives while driving meaningful growth for the business. And with the right process in place, the impact is tangible. We can help save clients millions by stopping the wrong investments, or help them make millions by backing the right ones with confidence. That's a great feeling. Unlike some insight work where success can be hard to measure, proposition success shows up fast. Sales, uptake, margins, the numbers speak for themselves. And also, every client's challenge is different. From supporting major UK publications on commercially grounded subscription proposition decisions, to working with food manufacturers and health and wellness retailers, and others who need sharper focus, clearer value, and a stronger justification for investment. There are three big challenges we see again and again. First, consumer insight doesn't always travel through the process. It might appear at the start, it might be used to sense check at the end, but rarely does it genuinely shape the decision from start to finish. Second, even when teams understand the consumer need, they don't always have the internal alignment to act on it. And as a result, insight becomes interesting rather than useful. And the third thing, and the most important thing, is that businesses struggle to balance three competing forces: what consumers want, what the business needs commercially, and what's operationally or technically possible. If those three things aren't constantly held in tension, proposition pipelines start to wobble or break entirely. And that's where our approach comes in. First, we use a continuous feedback loop process. We often describe it like a DNA helix, where consumer demand, commercial reality, and business capability stay intertwined throughout. It's not linear, it's not perfect, but it's a series of mini loops: decide, act, test, adjust, repeated end to end. And methodologically, we're flexible. We choose the right techniques at the right moments, from immersion and ideation through to optimization, pricing and launch. Second, we deliberately come at proposition work with a break it mentality. We don't pat ideas on the head, we stress test them, we challenge assumptions, we pressure check value and refine relentlessly, so by the time real decisions are made, the proposition is truly robust. And third, we work in genuine partnership. We're all senior, we facilitate those tough conversations, we manage egos, we show empathy, we always bring confident recommendations. We're there to help teams succeed because we share the same goal: building propositions that actually work. Pricing is probably the most misunderstood and mistreated part of proposition development. Too often it's treated as a final decision, not as a strategic input from the outset. What we do instead is bring pricing into the heart of proposition conversation. We use advanced techniques like conjoint analysis, but we don't just stop there. We take those outputs and we plug them into commercial simulations and models and work really closely with client teams to get the best out of them. And that means factoring in real-world dynamics, margins, volumes, channel, operational constraints, internal targets. The result isn't just what consumers say they'll buy, it's hard-nosed, it's credible business cases that help clients make confident decisions about where to invest and, importantly, where not to. The question we always start with is simple. Is your proposition and pricing process genuinely optimized or just familiar? If you're not sure or the answer is no, we can help with no pressure at all. We offer a free initial consultation to help clients pressure test their proposition development approach and identify where insight could make a bigger impact. We can also box up a full proposition and pricing audit, a structured end-to-end review of where insight appears and crucially where it doesn't across that journey. Typically, this takes the form of a short, focused workshop where we audit the current process, challenge briefs and assumptions with the right stakeholders in the room, benchmarking existing propositions and identify clear opportunities to improve focus, value and commercial return. It's practical, it's provocative and it's immediately useful.